Hey guys, I was watching a Patrick CC video, an Ox Battle video. One of the categories was drum and bass. In my mind, I had the perfect answer, like in every single Ox Battle. But this category was special. The song that I thought of was part of a game that I used to play when I was a kid, specifically a Flash game that I used to play a bunch when I was a kid. Flash games were a staple in my childhood because my parents never allowed me to get a gaming console, and also when I was bored in school I would play Run. But honestly, it was like a blessing in disguise, right? Because it made so many memories for me that I don't think I would have gotten if I got, let's say, a Xbox 360 when I was a kid.
So yeah, you're gay.
Anyway, that Patrick CC video got me into a nostalgia trip. I wanted to share 5 Flash games that I used to play a lot when I was a kid on the internet. So here are those Flash games that really tickle my pickle. The whole game of Scribble Ball was to get the yellow ball to the green ball, but some levels you have to collect blue balls with the yellow ball in order to unlock the green ball. Does that make sense? Your mouse cursor like drew a line. You didn't have to press on like the button or anything. You just had to move your mouse and it'll draw a line, which allowed the ball to move from point A to point B. Oh, I almost forgot. If you click, the ball jumps. So the whole premise of the game is that you complete the gauntlet of levels, and then at the very end there's a boss level. The boss level was a robot, which like doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really relate to ball. In order to beat the boss, you had to, there was like a spot on the head. So it was just a head with like a little thingy on the top and like a little glass thing on the bottom. The whole point was that your ball had to hit the glass thing and you keep hitting it over and over again until you defeat it. The more you hit it, the more angrier it gets. There are like 2 phases of the boss battle. The first one, you keep hitting it and balls shoot out the top. After you hit it for a while, it shoots out a laser, which again doesn't relate to ball. If you beat the boss level, the green ball would appear and you take that yellow ball, go to the green ball, and you beat the game. As a kid, it was so hard to beat the game, but like I played it for the recording and I beat it in like 30 minutes. And after you beat it, it unlocks like a different color ball, and all it does is just jumps higher, it bounces higher, which I never played because like what's the point, right? It's the same levels but just a different ball. So it had a good soundtrack though. It's a Pokemon tower defense game. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of Pokemon. Those boxes right there. What can I say? I love this game when I was a kid. There's 3 of those games to my knowledge, Pokemon Tower Defense 1, 2, and 3, but I made the most memories of Pokemon Tower Defense 1 because I made a pact in my head that if I ever beat PTD 1, I'll play 2 and 3. I never beat Pokemon Tower Defense 1. It was so hard, bro. Before you even start the game, there were challenges and mystery gifts that you could use and play to unlock like special Pokemon. The first challenge level, for example, if you beat it, you get a shiny Geodude, which is pretty cool. The second one, I believe you get the Old Rod, which unlocks more Pokemon in the main game, which is also pretty cool. And there's also mystery gifts. Now in Pokemon Tower Defense 1, one of them, it used to be like 5231, and I think it gave you a shiny Tentacool, but that doesn't work anymore. And then now the code is just S&D Games, and you get a free Missing No, which is like a Pokemon lore, Pokemon glitch Pokemon. By the way, you could use that code infinitely, so you could technically field a team of 6 of Missing No's and absolutely obliterate every other level. Anyway, as a kid, I tried to get like every secret and unlock every special Pokemon. The 8-bit style worked really well with the first game, considering, you know, it is the first game. And by the way, the music in the game is actually used in the first generation of the actual Pokemon games, which is a really nice touch. The story was based off of the first Pokemon game. It's not the exact same, but it has the same locations like Route 2, Viridian Gym, Viridian City, Lavender Town, and Rock Tunnel. Age of War and Age of War 2 is a base defense game where you fight a continuous war, but civilization evolves through the ages, offering new technologies to utilize in combat. Now, I remember that there was an easy, normal, hard, insane difficulties in Age of War and Age of War 2. In the first Age of War, you could only build turrets, sell turrets, and use your special move. But in Age of War 2, it kind of implemented more, abilities. Could increase your help attack distance, help attack power. You could also increase the amount of money you can earn from killing troops. Gave more nuance to a pretty good game. So, 10 out of 10 for Age of War 2. The best part of the game, though, was the soundtrack. Now, they only use one song, but that's all you needed for the game. The song is called Glorious Morning. Glorious Morning, bro. The song is called Glorious Morning by Waterflame, and the song, I've never heard a song so medievally calming, but intense and epic at the same time. And you know how that was how I mentioned that that was the only song used? Well, after it reset, there was a really awkward silence between each track, or between the reset, and that was the funniest thing, playing it back, man. It was so good. But remember the name Waterflame. He comes up later in this video. Territory War Online was the whole point of the game was to absolutely hammer and destroy the other team. There are different weapons that you could use. For example, if off the top of my head, you could use a grenade, a rocket launcher. You could use a sticky grenade, which when you throw it doesn't bounce, it just sticks to one spot. You could use a pickaxe, a boot. You can use a gun. I think those are the ones I remember. I think that's all of them. I'm gonna say it right now. The pickaxe was the funniest weapon because you hit the person, it just flops, and then it's so funny, bro. If you were there, if you played the game, you know what I mean. Since it was called Territory War Online, you had to go against other people, and the website showed your record. So I remember when I was a little kid, I tried to get a flawless record all the way to 100. I never got close, but I think my highest was 24 wins and 0 losses, which, looking back at it now, I'm really proud of that score. I used to sweat that game so much, man. I couldn't open up the game, so here's some footage of the original Territory War. I swear that this game was way more fun when I was a little kid, okay? What? So many questions. How did he shoot through Joe? No! No! Alright, let's see. Oh, thank you for sparing my life. So I spared yours. Nice. Will that get me demonetized? Did you see that? Oh look, there's me. Oh, what am I gonna do? Absolutely nothing. Winners. And finally, Raise 1 and 2, the Halo of Flash games. By the way, they're not my words. It's his words. Raise was the Flash game that I had the most memories with, because it's the most, I put the most hours in trying to beat Raise in Raise 2. By the way, they came out with Raise 3, but when I figured out that that was a thing, I was like off to doing other stuff like soccer. The controls were super easy to use. It was just WASD and left click. The gameplay was so fun, and I truly believe that if there was an esports for this game, I would be professional in making money right now. Like I remember like you were considered an absolute god if you could backflip and hit someone sniper in the head and kill them. And I did that like on a regular basis, man. In Raise 1, you had 10 fixed weapons, ranging from a pistol to a rocket launcher, and there were also different levels and different themes for the level, but the balancing of the difficulty was not good at all. Why the was this level so hard? There were 2 chapters, the human and alien campaign, and each campaign had 15 levels. The levels in each campaign coincided with one another, which in a Flash game was like so mind-boggling. You know, to give you an example, in the human campaign, there was level 5 was a 1v5 where you played as a robot, but in the alien campaign, level, I think it was 20, you were one of the aliens trying to kill that guy that you were playing as in the human campaign, which is crazy, bro. That's insane. In Raise 2, it was the same thing, 15 levels in each chapter, but there are way more weapons. And the way you would get these weapons through credits, and you got credits through, there's no other way to put it, through killing the opponent. For example, you would get plus credits if you got a direct hit, and it would say it. If you got a crotch shot, it'll give you more, it'll give you like 20, I think. You could do Disco Inferno, What Shield, What Invisibility, Assassin. It was insane. And it added way more, it added a whole new level to the game. You could buy abilities like teleportation, invisibility. That was insane. Like when I first played, I was like, you could go invisible? But I'm gonna tell you this right now, there's ability that you could drop landmines, and that was the worst, because you would go against these aliens or humans or bots or whatever, and all they would do is drop a landmine and you had no idea, and since it got harder, the more you took more damage. So you would have like full shield, full health, step on landmine and you die, and it would just be like that for the whole level, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. The story in Raise 2 was way better in Raise 1, and I'm not going to get into the story, but the story was told through cutscenes. There were cutscenes in a Flash game? Think of another Flash game, I dare you, where you had cutscenes that told the story of the game. I bet you can't, because you probably never played a Flash game ever in your life. Do you remember when I mentioned Waterflame? He made a bunch of tracks in Raise 2. I can name you all the tracks that he did. Ricochet Love, Rocket Race. I think that's it. At least in Raise 2, Ricochet Love and Rocket Race were pretty good. I never had this much passion ever in my life talking about a game. I'm gonna be honest with you. There are other tracks that deserve a mention, like Warhead, Necromancy, and it really made the levels like worth playing, especially when it reached like absolute trash difficulty. I mean, like you would die over and over again, but then you were like, yo, this track is bumping. That'll do it for now. Hopefully you all like this video. Hopefully the sound quality is good. I'm literally in my closet, if you can't tell, recording this while my sister's friends are outside screaming at Avatar. Can't take this! And if you enjoy this kind of more gaming content, thank you for enjoying it, number 1. But number 2, I don't know if I'll be making more of the gaming content because I don't really play that many games now. So yeah, if you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next upload, which is in about like a month.